Osmosis 2007, the third edition of MindTree's annual TechFest, created a whole new experience. This time around, Osmosis was held in a new avatar. There were no tents, no backdrops, no dais, no seminars, no conference. The premise was to be unconventional and innovative. The grand finale, December 15th, the day that marked culmination of the 4-month-long Osmosis season, had MindTree West Campus buzzing with activity. Right from the early morning, minds were busy preparing for the day's events. And then, it all started with a shock. Yes, a shock unplugged. It's a different thing though to get the session live to MindTree Minds and other facilities in Bangalore and Chennai. He had to be wired up.
I must say I'm pleased that this session has been called A Shock Unplugged, although I must say I feel very plugged with these two things onto me. And I've also been told that I'm not allowed to go beyond this parameter which is just immediately around the podium. So I am tied to it because, of course, and that's a good reason, because we've got an audience which is in Chennai in multiple rooms here, so it's a wonderful occasion.
It was a session where Ashok spoke about the Web version 2.0, the social networking on the World Wide Web.
Fundamental changes are occurring globally, and this is both focusing on the individual and the collective parallelly. We are seeing an increased adoption of what I call as emergent, participative and social phenomena, and these obviously include things like Web 2.0, platforms like YouTube, Flickr, Blogger and others being used, which are really about celebrating user-generated content and self-expression. The success of various social networking platforms like MySpace, Facebook, Orkut, these are all, I think, signals that we are moving into a highly social phase where distance isn't an impediment. I also understand how this new phenomenon is bringing people together in a way that it never has done in the past.
After the shock, it was time to go unconference mode.
You can ask any questions, share your views and actually get their views on it too. So let's start.
Announcements were made about the various venues, hosting as many as 30 different unconference sessions through the day. And all of them were running to packed houses.
So visibility has to come, it should be very transparent right from the beginning as to how the network is going to be.
While unconference kept many busy, some minds found the opportunity to mob their favorite leaders. Ashok, Shubroto, KK, Partha, all were mobbed and had to answer the queries that came flying in. While these leaders are used to answering questions on their feet, they were leaders who were the first timers in this new game, and they too got in the groove soon.
Initially I was a little embarrassed for a minute, but then after that I think I found they're all friendly neighborhoods, so no problems at all.
If leaders were being mobbed inside, the songs and fun on the lawns were equal crowd puller. While most functions had chosen knowledge safari stalls to display their expertise, TA team had chosen a very different route to attract referrals. Their carnival-style stall and fun shoot had minds hooked in no time.
To make sure that the more footfalls happen. Footfalls happen only if you do something out of the ordinary, and we felt that this is a very serious topic that they are going to cover, and we have to take the other extreme and try to say, you know what, hey, loosen out here, and then loosen up, and then come and enjoy. While you're enjoying, do something good for the organization also.
This new format had everyone engaged. There was more participation and enthusiasm was at its peak. Though to start with, there were some apprehensions on how the unconventional approach would be received, the response it finally received left no one in doubt of its success.
This is not a fixed format thing, so all the people had initial inhibition, you can say, like how it will unveil, okay? But I think the way it goes, everybody is ready for experimentation. As we are growing, we need to get participation from other locations as well. So this is done, it's grounds up movement, people participate here and you can see the liveliness actually, the different topics that can get discussed, decided online. So thrilling.
Talking of showing expertise, the R&D Services stall was exhibiting our latest offering, digital video recorder device. It was time for lunch break. Mac playing all-time favorite Bollywood numbers, soft breeze and pleasant weather were the right accompaniment for the relaxed lunch everyone looked forward to. It was time for the next session. Our two CTOs, sandwiched and grilled, delivered hot to the minds. Kamran and Vinod took two distinct viewpoints on how technologies are affecting our lifestyles. The session had every mind sharing his viewpoint on the subject. It was time to recognize all the winners for the contest held during the Osmosis season. And finally, it was time to wind up. And what better way to do so than the high energy dose of Shubhroto talk.
When you have a view and a counterpoint, a view and a different point of view, a point and a counterpoint, you are able to see more than a one-sided picture that the mind would have otherwise seen. Lot of us say that I want a technical career. What does that mean? I want to be an architect. What does that mean? Someday when we grow up, we want to be like these people who have a view, who can present a view in a coherent manner, in a simple manner. It's not enough to know technology, it is also important to be able to communicate technology, to converse with people on technology.
But hold on, there was more. Shubhroto had both KK and Johnny answering some off-the-cuff riders from MindTree Minds.
So, both of you, when do you think you will retire?
There are two things in terms of retirement, I think. One is what age, and second thing whether you will mentally retire or not.
I'll retire at the age of 55, but still will continue in some form or other working.
I first thought that one sentence will be as early as possible. But if I were to give it a time dimension, maybe 5 years.
The day could not conclude without a thundering round of applause for the groom of the day, the man behind the entire effort, Shahnawaz Khan.
Experience has been absolutely wonderful. It has been beyond our expectations. Every single MindTree Mind who attended Osmosis today has been so thrilled by the unconference format that it gave them an opportunity to participate, go wherever they want, attend whichever sessions they wanted to, and have a say in what the sessions were getting discussed. It has been phenomenal. This unconference format that MindTree has adopted has itself become an innovation in terms of other organizations now planning to do their formal events in form of unconference. So MindTree has adopted, in a sense, for the larger corporate community outside in the world itself.
Though spontaneity was the order of the day and things looked flowing smoothly, the unconference format itself required long and meticulous planning. It took a lot of efforts to make the event seem so effortless.
A lot of back-end work was done, including bringing up the topics for discussions and identifying which topics needs to be put in which conference rooms depending on the type of interest. So I think the big difference this time we did was we set up an Osmosis website where people could interact. A lot of back-end work happened, but it happened in a distributed manner. That also happened in an unconference mode. It's not that one single guy or a few task force members had to do that.
Osmosis 2007 was a new beginning in a way. It exhibited MindTree's appetite for innovation and its capability of adapting new ways of doing things.
Osmosis this year was a delightfully different experience. I think through this we actually trained the entire organization on what I would really think is Leadership 2.0. This is what future leadership is going to be all about. Self-organizing groups, self-initiated teams, and self-selected ways of learning new things. And I'm so happy that we decided to do this Osmosis this way. I'm looking forward to Osmosis 2008.
Osmosis, a celebration of technology, a celebration of the nerdiness, moved a step ahead this year. See you all again in Osmosis 2008.